834-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking news. The NFL suspended Texans linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair 3 games for repeated violations of player safety rules, including Sunday's hit to Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence's head, which caused Lawrence to suffer a concussion. NFL Vice President of Football Operations John Runyon said the league deemed Sunday's hit unacceptable and that Al-Shaair's continued disregard for rules governing player safety will not be tolerated. Sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter Al-Shaair will appeal the suspension. If he serves the full 3 games, he'll be eligible to return in the regular season finale against the Titans in Week 18. NBA Warriors forward Draymond Green dealing with left calf soreness, doubtful tonight against the Nuggets, 9:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio. Next set of college football playoff rankings released tonight, 7 Eastern, ESPN. The final bracket set on Sunday.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
From Coleman to Fayetteville and all points in between.
Son, pull the hammer back. Smokey's coming at you in a plain white wrapper.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
3, 2, 1.
Joe Hunk, John Abraham, Bailey Lowery. 256-576-4977. This is the Morning Blitz.
Boy, oh boy, do we have a fun episode for you. Welcome into the Morning Blitz with me, John Abraham, as well as Joe Hunk and the bandy man, Bailey Lowery. Phone lines are open to you guys to hop in to discuss whatever you want to get into, whether it's Havoc Hockey, NFL football, college football, basketball, college basketball. I mean, the possibilities are endless. And I will say this, we had a really fun game last night. Got to see my Cleveland Browns face off against the Denver Broncos. And I know, Joe, you got a few things to throw out about your team, but I got to admit,
my team.
I've never, well, yeah, sorry, it's not your team.
Yeah, no. I mean, again, look, yes, do I love Bo Nix? Absolutely, I do.
Wonderful.
But I would have loved him more if he hadn't thrown an interception, and maybe if he had thrown one more touchdown pass, I would have loved him a little bit more.
Yeah,
but here's the thing. I swear, if you took the pulse of Broncos fans and Browns fans right now, and you see who is more excited after that game, I've never seen a fan base celebrate a loss the way that the Browns fans are celebrating losses. He came in this morning, and I swear I had to recheck the score. Wait a second. Didn't your guy throw a pick six?
2.
Yeah, didn't he throw 2? 2 pick sixes. Didn't your guy, like, I'm going to go, didn't he do this? Didn't he do that? All this. But then the whole time I was like, yeah, but look how we play. We only lost by this. You still lost.
It should have been a little bit closer.
That's what you have to do when you're a fan of these kind of franchises.
Poverty franchises.
Yep.
Teams that you don't see win quite a bit. But whenever your team does well, and you see your backup quarterback that honestly should have started at the beginning of the season do well, yes. The 2 interceptions, a little bit upsetting. But whenever you see a guy throw up 497 yards against one of the top defenses in the NFL, you got to think there's a little bit of potential. There's a little bit of hype behind what I'm talking about. And at the same time, I had Cortland Sutton in last night. He wasn't the leading receiver in the game, but he was one of the top performers for that Broncos team. Got me 16 points in fantasy, just enough to beat the Strawberry Shortcakes or whatever the team's called. I think it's Grumpy's team. He didn't adjust the name.
How does the wide receiver for the Broncos get 16 points and the quarterback that threw the passes to him only get 14?
Wow.
Like, how does that? I mean, how does that make sense?
It was that interception.
Well, yeah, the interception only takes off 2 points.
2 interceptions, so minus 4 points.
I mean, I'm looking at, but still, he threw to other receivers other than you.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
He did. He threw to other receivers. It wasn't just, Cortland Sutton over here. It's not like it's an Anaheim Angels game and it's Mike Trout home run. They still lose by 7. Like, it wasn't one of those. Like, Cortland Sutton wasn't the only one.
No, Marvin Mims was also on that Broncos
My
team.
heavens. Again, it doesn't make sense.
2 huge punches back
I'm just going to
forth.
continue to put social media.
That's always how it starts. That's always how the show starts. And the Joe kind of calms down for a second. And then he gets back at the conversation. But either way, if you guys don't want to call into the show, again, 256-5764.
97.7.
The number 2 call in. You guys can also hop over to our YouTube page, WZZN-TV. And you're able to comment on that ecosystem of listeners and watchers here on the 97.7 network. On top of that, you can also head over to our website, 977ESPN.com, find our Zone Deals tab, click on that bad boy, and start saving yourself some money today. And as always, this show is presented by the wonderful people over at Fleming Roofing and Restoration, the guys that you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs. If you're having any roofing problems, and make sure you look them up online at FlemingHSV.com to fill out your free quote today. And remember that Fleming always shows up. To finish off with the conversation about last night's football game, I will say Jameis Winston looked really good at times, looked terrible at times. All right.
That's literally Jameis Winston in a nutshell.
Entire career. It's been, he's really good with throwing the ball. He's also really risky with throwing the ball.
Like, that is his entire life is nothing but those 2 words. He looks great, but he also looked dumb.
The 2 interceptions also led to, of course, 14 points for this Broncos team, which actually gave them the win. The defense for the Browns did enough, but honestly, I would have liked to see a little less scoring. A little less of those big plays from the Broncos since I'm a Browns fan, but at the same time, can't take anything away from Bo Nix and this Broncos team because, yes, if you can't pass it to Sutton, who's been an absolute stud as of late, you got a guy like Marvin Mims who's able to get 105 yards and a touchdown last night off of just 3 receptions. But honestly, fun game, high scoring. What more could you ask for on Monday night? Now we look forward to tonight, and we have, of course, the next playoff bracket. That's going to be broken down. We're going to see what teams are in. There's obviously a few teams on that bubble. Alabama currently sitting in a weird position in the AP poll. Where do they end up tonight when it comes to the playoff bracket? Are they going to sit atop the bracket at number 11, number 12, or are they going to be just outside? Because honestly, that game against Auburn wouldn't be enough.
Look, when you start to look at the rankings and look at the possibilities of what's going on, it is a by the hair of your chinny chin chin type stuff. Yeah. Okay. Like that's what you're talking about with the rankings. And this is probably going to be the first rankings that I actually pay attention to. Mainly because for a lot of teams, their season is done. And there's only a few things that can change, but the biggest thing is going to be the repercussions and the ripple down effect of teams that lose on Friday and Saturday, not so much as who wins on Friday and Saturday.
No doubt about that. It'll be a lot of fun tonight. We will definitely be keeping an eye on it. We will probably have a post up as well. So if you missed the show, definitely just find us over on our social media pages, and you'll be able to see who's in, who's out. And of course, the final poll will be thrown at us on Sunday after all of those conference championship games. But some other big news that's going around the sport league right now, well, the sports league, all of them, is going to be that hit that we saw just a few days ago of Ken against
Azeez Al-Shire.
Yep, against Trevor Lawrence. Say what you will, Trevor Lawrence was sliding on that play. It didn't even look like that big of a hit, but since he was sliding, the impact from Shire, it pushed his head into the ground, gave him that concussion, and of course now, NFL taking action, suspended 3 games.
Look, and when this happens in real football, they get concussions. When this happens on Madden or College Football 25, you fumble. I mean, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
But I also look at it and think, like, I know that the hit was bad because of what eventually happened, him hitting Trevor Lawrence getting the concussion. You saw the hand up, clenched fist, all that symbolizes concussion. I get it. But if Trevor Lawrence is standing up, he's hitting him right in the junk.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Either way,
Like,
you're getting hit in the head.
I mean, yes, either way, if they're going to hurt, one's going to hurt just as bad as the other, if not more. So either way, like everybody's wanting to blast Alshire about it, but he went low. Like, again, it's like a strike zone. You've only got such of a small area that you can actually hit, even especially on a quarterback. And if you're going low and he goes to slide, hey, man, sorry about your luck. Like, I mean, it's not like he went head hunting.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like he, had a clear line at a sack and he goes in and goes for the head.
Yeah, what exactly Alshire isn't exactly.
It's what Thor should have done, not Alshire.
It's not that he's not used to, though. Like, he's had incidents like this in the past. I mean, heck, last week it hitting Tony Pollard out of bounds. And then earlier in the year, punched a Bears player in the face.
Yeah, and this is on the Texans alone. I mean, whenever he was on the Bucs, he also got into some controversial things as well.
Yeah, I was just thinking of this year.
This is just the NFL taking action on a player who has kind of disregarded a little bit of the player's safety. But at the same time, these are quarterbacks sliding at the last second.
Well, and
sometimes you can't judge.
Look, he was a Titan last year, and he was perfectly great. He was fantastic for the Titans last year. He never had any incidents. He was great off the field. Extremely nice guy to talk to. Like, it was one of those things where I'm like, this was everything that you guys are talking about is not the experience that I had with him when he was in Nashville. It was not this horrible guy like everybody talks about. And, he has veteran leadership coming from the 49ers, playing in a couple of Super Bowls, which is the reason why the Texans wanted to sign him.
3-game suspension, though. How do you guys feel about that? Because that's
going to end up being 1.
Yeah.
I don't
feel like this is warranted.
No, yeah. You guys think he'll overturn it?
Yeah, because two things can be true. It's like, yeah, he's not new to this. Like, I mean, he hits players hard all the time. He gets into scuffles sometimes. But I mean, what he did to Trevor Lawrence, it wasn't exactly like a dirty hit. It's like literally, like Joe said, he wasn't headhunting.
No,
he wasn't out trying to intentionally hurt Trevor Lawrence.
Well,
so, like going down to 1 game, maybe even taking it away. I don't think they'll take it away, but yeah, seeing it down to 1 game, maybe I could see that happen.
I see what he's going to do is he's probably going to appeal it. They'll drop it down to 1 game.
He has appealed it.
And so he has already appealed it. So he's going to appeal it. They'll most likely get suspended for this week against the Dolphins because the Texans are going to want him back for the next 3 weeks because they have the Dolphins this week, but then they have the Texans, then they have the Chiefs, then they have the Ravens, and then they finish the season against the Titans.
The last one.
And no, the reason why that one's a big deal is because the Titans are going to rock the Oilers uniforms.
It's also divisional games.
So it is, and it's a divisional game. You honestly should have the division wrapped up by then.
Yeah.
I mean, this division is just as bad as you've seen the division, the AFC East, where like the Bills wrapped this thing up before Thanksgiving. Like it was that bad. And that's why this game's going to be important to Texans because especially with the Titans beating them a couple of weeks ago or last week, they are going to be going into Nashville. The Titans are going to wear the Oilers uniform. So it's a little bit of extra motivation. Yeah. So they're going to want to have him there too.
Well, some things could change in the next few weeks because you said it. I mean, the Chiefs, you got to play the Ravens. I mean, and also the Dolphins, which again, Shair might
all
not
AFC
play.
games, all big games.
These are going to be huge punches that if you look over at the Colts and what they're going to be able to do, they're 6-7 right now. They could still clinch that that division. So there is a little bit of a worry coming from Houston, I think.
Well, and this is why I was saying a couple of weeks ago that I thought, look, the Titans season wasn't over a couple of weeks ago because of how the Texans have let this division stay a lot closer than what they should have let it. Texans should not have lost to Tennessee a couple of weeks ago. They should not have lost to the Jets. Those are 2 games. You turn that around, they now have a stranglehold on this division, and Aziz could take the whole 3 games, and they wouldn't really care. But now they've let this division stay too close for too long, and it's because they have a lot of young players that don't know how to finish the deal, which is a reason why you want to have the veteran leadership in the locker room of the guys that know how to get the division title. Look, the Bills have already done this. Now, I know that they still want the AFC number 1 seed because they want the bye. They want everything to come through Buffalo. They want either the Chiefs or the Texans or the Ravens or whoever it is to have to play in the snow and in that storm like what we saw the other night. They want those teams to have to play through that. Yeah. And that's why it's so important to them. But again, they literally could bench their team for the remainder of the season. They're still getting a home game in the first playoff game. They're set. Yeah. But they now want that 1 seed so that they can have everything come through Buffalo.
No doubt about that. Love to hear your guys' opinions on it. 256-5764.
97.7
is the number to get in, and we will get into the phone lines in the next segment. But I do want to end off this segment by talking about, of course, the man in question right now is Trevor Lawrence. He gets, of course, the concussion. He'll probably be out up to 4 or 5 weeks. And now you're looking at least, it looked like one of those the hits that would put you out at least 4 weeks. But you look at this team, they give him $275 million for 5 years just this past offseason. And it kind of continues to happen where he's yet again injured. This is the second time this season. You got Mac Jones. Thankfully, you got Mac Jones. Who would be saying that at this point in the season? But you only have
there's no
2 wins.
Mac Jones, you're screwed because you have Mac Jones.
Well, I mean,
look, I didn't
a better chance than having somebody like Skylar Thompson on your team.
Well, no, and I don't know. When Trevor Lawrence was even running that ball on Sunday, like I was just casually watching the game. I had it up in one of the quad boxes, and I looked up and I went, man, Mac Jones is looking fast. And then I went, oh, it's Trevor Lawrence. Never mind. Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones back. Okay, Trevor Lawrence is dead. Okay, yep, he's dead. I mean, I didn't even know Trevor Lawrence had come back from the last injury. No. And now he gets it. But see, the Jags are eliminated in this. They have 5 games remaining. They're 10-2 right now. And if he's going to be gone for 3 to 4 weeks, what does it benefit you to have him come back?
Well, no, I'm just saying
you shouldn't even worry about him coming back and or trying to put something out there that's going to be beneficial, because you're already thinking about firing your head coach. You're already thinking about totally clearing house that way. And, you have a very strong run game with ETN and Tank Bigsby.
It hasn't really shown up this season.
It has not shown up this season, but you also have not had the offensive line play. You haven't had the play from your wide receivers. Remember, they lost Ridley, because now Ridley is a Titan. They do have Kirk. They thought that bringing in Davis was going to be a bigger deal out of Buffalo than what it really was. Oh, he hasn't done anything there. So now if you're Jacksonville, you're actually looking at getting a higher draft pick because you're one of the worst teams in the NFL. You can either add offensive line help, which honestly, this is not a great offensive line class. And I know Titans fans don't want to hear it because they need a right tackle, but this is not a great offensive line class. You're probably going to get a starting guard, if anything. And so you could possibly trade your pick out, pick up some talent that way, get a later draft pick, and then add even more talent in the first round that way. But there's no benefit for you playing right now. You're already eliminated. Well, there are only a few teams that are eliminated from the playoffs right now, and it's like Jacksonville, New England, and Vegas.
It's not as much Giants about this season because I know their season's pretty much over and done with. Now it's just to see how low can we get of a draft pick.
How low can you go?
How low can you go? But you look back on this time with Trevor Lawrence since 2021, this team was 3-14 his first year, 9-8. They made the playoffs, then 8-8, and now 2-8. In this season where he's been able to play a majority of the games, but again, hasn't done enough. And maybe that's not him. Maybe that is the team, as you were saying.
It's the offensive line play. And look, a lot of times whenever you're wanting to question a quarterback, you automatically look at how good is their offensive line. Yeah. Like how many sacks are they giving up? How much time is he having to throw the football? How many holes are they opening up for the run game? And these are players that a lot of us have talked about in ways of Travis Etienne. He is a very good running back. I'm not saying he's an elite running back, but he's probably top 20 in the NFL. You have Tank Bigsby, who's becoming a better running back in the NFL, and at times was the number 1 running back for the Jags. Yeah. You don't have the skill position players on the outside of the game like you do have an Evan Ingram that you have at the tight end position, which honestly, he is a middle of the road tight end. And you notice that I keep saying middle of the road guys. Travis Etienne is a middle of the road guy right now. Tank Bigsby is as well, and Evan Ingram is. But Christian Kirk, they gave him a lot of money, and he's a slot wide receiver that has not really done much, if anything. He has a better value in the return game than what he does actually as the wide receiver. You don't really have a true number 1 that way. And then again, you also look at your offensive line play. So they have 3 positions that you could say, all right, I'm happy with those 3 guys. Yeah. The rest of them, we could absolutely improve everywhere.
Yeah. I would be happy with ETN and Tank Bigsby, but again, you go to the offensive line, and that could also change this conversation to who might they pick up with their first-round pick. And I look at all the top prospects across the offensive linemen and, of course, the college football scene. But that's something we'll discuss throughout the weeks as we get closer, of course, to the offseason for that Jacksonville Jags team in specific. But let's hop into our first break, and when we come back, hop into the phone lines with the listeners. 256-576-4
97.7
is the number to get in on the Morning Blitz here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and ESPN Winchester.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
It's time to get ready for game day. That means Alabama football and tailgating. Whether you're tailgating at home or at Bryant-Denny, visit Brooks & Collier for North Alabama's largest selection of premium grills and smokers like Big Green Egg, Blaze, Delta Heat, Memphis, and Traeger. Satisfy any palate with our wall of rubs and seasonings. For all your tailgating needs, visit Brooks & Collier at 813 Meridian Street or at brooksandcollier.com. An Alabama tradition for over 75 years. Roll Tide.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
In the Army National Guard, soldiers serve part-time and close to home.
My community means everything to me. It helps shape me into who I am today and is where I choose to raise my own family. That's why I joined the Army National Guard. I'm proud of where I'm from, and as a soldier, I get to give back to the people that helped me succeed. The education benefits I got from serving helped me get my degree and jumpstart my career. The training and leadership skills I've gained from the Army National Guard help me every day when I teach young people, help my neighbors, and look out for my community. I know that when my neighbors need us the most, my fellow soldiers and I will be ready. My family loves it here, and my part-time service means we get to stay here.
Serve part-time in the community you live in as a proud member of the Army National Guard. Talk to your local recruiter or visit nationalguard.com. Sponsored by the Alabama Army National Guard, aired by the Alabama Broadcasters Association and this station.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center and Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman, another bitterly cold night across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Temperatures dropping into the mid and upper 20s. A partly sunny sky through your Wednesday afternoon. Maybe a rogue shower across the Tennessee Valley. Otherwise, we are going to be a little bit warmer Wednesday afternoon compared to what we've seen over the last couple of days. Temperatures climbing into the lower 50s. We're dropping into the mid and upper 30s as we head into the overnight early Thursday morning. A partly sunny sky Thursday afternoon. Temperatures still below average. Highs climbing into the mid 40s. From Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Mac, I'm gone. A millionaire, I'm a young money millionaire, tougher than Nigeria.
Wanted to finish off real quick the NFL talk, at least for the time being, by bringing up, of course, that historical performance that Jerry Jeudy, former Alabama football player, had last night.
Talk about somebody that played angry.
It was the first, it was his first time playing up against his former team, of course, the Denver Broncos, that he wasn't able to find too much success with. And he actually got the most receiving yards by any player who was playing at their former team. He had 235 last night. And, of course, a lot of it came from that I can't say, I want to say kill shot, but it wasn't, because it was just back and forth kill shots.
You can't give a kill shot if you lose.
You can't, but it still felt like a win to me. But you see what he was able to do last night, and you got to think, what other wide receivers are in that category? Because it's kind of an interesting one. Well, Terrell Owens is one of those guys. And I know you were talking yesterday with a guy on the Tom Abraham show who's very familiar with the former Cowboys.
I can't say not a fan, because we found out throughout the interview about how many times he's tried to talk to T.O. and all of that, but T.O. is T.O.
Yeah, it is T.O. He's a different breed altogether. 213.
He doesn't forget, basically.
Back in 2008 against the 49ers, and then it has to go back to Irving Fryer, who played on the Dolphins, and he had to face off against his former team, the Patriots. He had 211 yards. So quite a big gap between Jerry Jeudy and those two receivers as we get into the phone lines for our first guest. And it's going to be...
So you say guest.
I know. It's a daily thing. It's one Mr. Jeff from the Borough. Jeff, how you doing, man?
All right, guys. I watch very little Monday Night Football, but I don't ever watch it. But I did enjoy the Snow game, and the fact that the Bills charged, or not charged, but they paid $20 an hour to clear the snow, and they got all the food and drink, I guess hot chocolate, whatever they wanted to have. So that's a pretty good payment. And but I idled up the snow on the seats and let people stand up or sit on the snow. I ain't worried about it. So that's why I love about snow games. I wish some of these Southern teams would go to Notre Dame and Ohio State and freeze their butt off playing up there.
Well, we might see it.
Let Tennessee go up there and freeze, or maybe Ohio State, let them freeze their butt off. Oh, it's too cold. I can't stand it. It's too cold, I think. We shy was early on one frosty morning. I said, you were talking about a frosty morning. It'll be below. They played the Ice Bowl, didn't they? That was -15. They played that. They played that game too. So I loved it. I wish I wish it snowed the whole ball game. Of course, I like that, but Buffalo killed them as usual.
Yep.
They beat San Francisco. Don't know about. They've never heard of cold weather. What's cold? I've never heard of it. If it gets 50 in San Francisco, that's cold to them, or 60. They don't know what's going on.
I think that's the funniest thing about some of these northern teams facing off against some of these teams they get to play in the warm. It's the same with the Packers playing up against the Dolphins. It's such a big disadvantage.
The Dolphins ain't going to win no game under 40. Hey, man, we just
no.
Sorry.
They don't win a game under 55.
Forfeit don't even come up there. They're not going to fool with it.
Yeah.
You think Tua's going to do something in that cold? Are you kidding? Just what a name. Tagovailoa. You think Hawaii's going to win it at 43rd degree weather? No. Are you kidding? Heck no. He don't know what's going on. He's never seen a piece of ice before. He's never seen snow before. What's that? I don't know what's that white stuff. I've never heard of it. Is that dandruff? In my hair, it might be dandruff. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of it. So like I say, but I know you guys are excited about that playoff coming out. I can guarantee you this: on Sunday night, if 3 or 4 SEC teams ain't in, somebody named Sankey will be screaming. If Boise State's hit them, we can't have that. We can't have Boise State to play off. Don't put them in. They ain't good enough. I said they ain't good enough, are they? And Oregon don't need to be no playoff. They're 12-0. They don't need to be in. Let's put 12 SEC teams in. That's what y'all want. Every SEC team in it.
I mean, that's definitely what Sankey would want.
Is Vanderbilt going into Vanderbilt and Auburn? They gonna be in. What's Auburn's season?
Auburn's season is done. There's a tombstone on this season. Let's go ahead and finish that.
Well, I'm sorry, babe. Sankey wants them in there, babe. They're the SEC, ain't they? They say SEC is supposed to be the best conference.
He could probably say and make a point that Auburn would beat an Illinois team or an Indiana team.
Illinois and Wisconsin, all of wouldn't they? They beat Penn State. They beat every one of them. And they beat Penn State. They beat Oregon too. They beat Oregon, wouldn't they?
Actually,
like the they so good. I dang, they just And Vanderbilt, all the teams they beat, their combined record with teams they beat was 33-38. Alcorn State 6-6. Virginia Tech 6-6. They would beat some good teams.
Yep.
Like I told you yesterday, if you got 3 conference losses, you're not. I'll put Miami in. over SEC. I don't care. I don't care what Duke the Drew dumbass says. I'll put Lowery. I don't care. I'll put Miami in bed. They got 2 losses. I don't care what they do.
Yeah.
So I ain't worried about that. That if Georgia loses, they're out. In my opinion, if Texas beats Georgia, then they're out. You know. But like I say, if Boise State if they don't get in, or if they're a low seed, then what's going to happen is it's going to push for the smaller schools to do their own thing, get out. We'll see you. And you big schools, you have yours. And so like I told Drew don't think it's ever going to happen when the NCAA tournament, when it's over with, and you guys have a party when it is. When the basketball tournament's finished, when it's over with, then you'll love it. Because if Boise State can't be in the football playoffs, then the small schools shouldn't be in the NCAA tournament. Because Sankey last year screamed about automatic qualifiers going. He didn't want them in it. The SEC don't need to have a basketball tournament. Nobody said they had to have one. It's not required. The Sankey thinks it is, but it's not. True or false?
It's a little bit true.
No, I mean, there's nothing requiring, I don't believe,
No,
especially in
he
football.
had one, don't he? He got mad all the automatic qualifiers last year making the tournament. And when Texas A&M didn't make it 2 years ago, he got slammed with that. Well, they played some team in the NCAA. They were in the NCAA affiliate, some Christian school. They played some Christian school and lost to them or beat them. But if they beat them, it was barely. They didn't beat them much. Okay, and they've already got 3 or 4 losses this year. I guess they'll be in the TIT, the Tournament Invitational Tournament to get through. They'll be in that, I guess. Like I said, but so he wants to expand the 108 teams. Is that what it is? 108, but make everybody get in.
Yeah, we don't even need 69 teams.
But yes, it's 108 teams. Let everybody get in. Let the poor get in. I guess volleyball should too. But Auburn and Alabama, they're so bad. Let them in too. They got 9. They got 9 teams. I don't know how though. How they got 9? It's 9 teams in the NCAA volleyball tournament. Don't know how they done that. They will be around after the first 2 after this weekend. That's only 3 of them be left. So but y'all are SEC lovers. Y'all don't want no other conference. Y'all don't want the big. Y'all don't want 10. Y'all don't want the small one. The SEC love it to get the rest of it. That's the one that matters to. You guys know it. And I know it. Y'all have a good day. See y'all.
And there's an E right in the middle. I don't know what he was talking about.
Yeah, no, Jeff got into volleyball, and that's when my brain was just like, what? I don't even know what's going on in volleyball.
No, y'all want something else completely different?
I guess.
No.
I was going to talk about the playoffs. Actually.
By the way, I like that they bashed away that Tua played in the cold weather, yet he had 365 yards passing and 2 touchdowns.
No, it's not bad. It's just it's
not bad at all.
It's the Packers who are used to playing in the cold.
He still didn't win. No,
the Dolphins.
But just saying, 365 yards and 2 touchdowns isn't bad.
Yeah, but I kind of wanted y'all's opinion on this rule, especially Joe, because he's kind of like the baseball guy here.
I'm already telling you, I know exactly what you're about to say.
You already know where it is with Rob Manfred.
Absolutely idiotic, but go ahead.
All right, so Rob Manfred says there is a, quote, buzz around adding the golden at-bat rule, where a team could choose 1 at-bat in every single game to use its best hitter regardless of where they are in the lineup. So you're on, hitter number 8. You're saying, I don't want hitter number 8 to go. I want to get Aaron Judge. I want to get Mike Trout. I want to get whoever I want back up there at the bat, and you can pick that once per game.
Huh.
How do you feel about that rule?
Absolutely idiotic. This could be the dumbest thing. Now, look, here's the other. Let's look at the rule itself.
Starting to get like Blurns ball out there.
That's exactly what we're looking at. It's Blurns ball.
Hey, just
put the string on top of it.
We're playing basketball.
Yeah, it's exactly it. All right, Mike Trout, you're going to be shooting the 3. You're going to be right back here, and I'm going to talk trash to you simply by just yelling out your team's record as you shoot.
So get this. We're going to make the baseball bigger, at least 5 times bigger. It's going to look like a basketball, but it's going to be stitched up like a baseball.
And then
we're going to call it softball.
Yeah, and then what we're going to do is pitchers can then throw it underhanded.
You have a chance to kick it if you want.
Yes, and you can roll it, and sometimes it kind of jumps like this. This is totally idiotic. Okay, and what this is Major League Baseball and Rob Manfred floating something out to see what the reaction would be in baseball.
Hopefully, it gets caught.
Yeah,
it's just out.
No, and here's the biggest issue of this, and I will. Nobody can say otherwise to me until this gets fixed. Your biggest issue with the reason that baseball is dying is because you have the worst cable agreement in history. Absolutely horrible.
It's pretty bad.
Nobody can watch this. Nobody can watch a single thing that they want to watch outside of the games that they don't care about. Now, again, if it's somebody like Bailey and you have the NBA League Pass and your team is in Utah, yeah, you can watch every single game of your favorite team. Absolutely.
And the thing is, the NBA coverage as well for national, all this ties right back into baseball because it's so poorly handled.
But this is where I continue to say the evolution of media and the evolution of the way in which we view programming in 2024. This is not Nielsen rating stuff anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
Because Nielsen ratings a lot of times is a mathematical equation, especially in radio, based on a guess because of what one or two people do. And when you look at digital media, they have an ability to actually see the number of views that this has to the specific amount.
Yeah.
Like us, for instance, when we tell you to go to WZZN TV, we can tell when there's 37 people on, when there's 45 people on, when there's 115 people, or like with Talking Ball yesterday, when there was 1,000 people watching Talking Ball yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, we can tell you that because we can see the specific numbers in this. It's not 75 people said that they wrote it, so let's put it down in the equation. Let's add this together, and now it's going to be doing this.
Yeah.
With Major League Baseball, the asinine way in which you choose to do regional broadcasts is absolutely so old-fashioned that it is part of the reason why the sport is dying, because you don't want to take out blackouts. Well, guess what? If you take the blackouts away and you allow us to watch everything digitally, like what majority of millennials, as well as whatever is after millennials, Gen Z or whatever it is.
Whatever it's called.
I think they're Generation Dinosaur.
Yeah, no, that's older.
Oh, sorry. I was going back.
Gen Alpha.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Something.
these people, we watch more videos on YouTube right now than what we actually watch of television. I do not own, and you guys know this because we've talked about it off the air, I do not own any sort of cable television. Like, I literally have an app that I use to watch all of my sporting events. And you can see what is being watched and how many people view it, when they view it, at what times in the games that they view it, every bit of that. And so that's the part that's killing Major League Baseball. It is not, we need to make the game a lot better. No, you have a ton of home runs being hit. The problem is you also have a ton of strikeouts happening because you have pitchers now that have evolved where back in the 1980s and the 90s and even part of the early 2000s, you may have had one pitcher or two pitchers on your team that may get close to 100 miles per hour. Now in Major League Baseball, if you're not hitting 98 miles per hour, you're almost non-existent as far as your team is concerned. You're not getting on the field. Like it is totally changing the way that this is viewed on. And if a guy like Aaron Judge, for instance, is sitting here and he hits a bomb, but he's going to strike out 3 times, we then start saying that he's a failure. You wanted the bombs. You can't hit 162 home runs. It's not like football where a guy can play 17 games and have 42 touchdown passes. It's not like that. You're trying to make this where it becomes some sort of a spectacle at the very end of it, but really just makes it more of a joke. And so that's where you're looking at this the total wrong way. So what Manfred's doing is he was throwing out an idea and wanting to see what the reaction was going to be. It's kind of like if the NFL was to go, you know what, we're thinking about going to the college football playoff rule. And what would happen is we would have these discussions and people would give their opinions on it. And he's like, all right, well, we really weren't thinking about it. It was just being talked about. Yeah. But really what the owners do, they sat back and said, yeah, these fans are not going to really want this.
Exactly.
They're not going to want this. Let's not even actually vote on this.
It's like people on the forums right now for Nintendo telling exactly what they want for the Nintendo Switch. And Nintendo doesn't even have to do anything about it. I mean, all they're getting is the information from the forums. They throw out an idea, we grab it, we talk about it, they learn instantly what we want.
And look, I was kind of talking about it earlier with the NBA. It's like all these national games where it's like if you don't have League Pass and you want to watch your team, you either go into those kind of streams, and every national game they have, I'm sorry, I'm tired of watching the Lakers every time. I'm tired of watching the Warriors every time.
And now look, to the national media members, those games get the most views because there's Lakers fans everywhere. I mean, like right now, I guarantee you we have at least
Dallas Cowboys fans of the NBA.
Absolutely. Like I can guarantee you right now we have at least 10 people that are listening to our show at this very second, whether it's in Huntsville or if it's in Winchester, that are Lakers fans. I mean, we just do. I mean, it's how it is. And so that's the reason why they do it. The only problem with it is if you are fans of other teams, like right now for myself, Chicago Bulls suck, man. They suck.
Is that your team?
Yeah.
Actually pretty solid.
No, what I'm saying is like they're a team that barely makes the playoffs right now. They're not going to get to the conference finals. They're not one of the big four teams that you're talking about. And so they're really not on television that often, if at all.
Yeah.
Okay. But for me, I can't watch the Bulls unless I have League Pass. So I'm going to have to watch the Grizz. Not a bad option right now. But at the same time, it's not my team that I want to watch. So why would I be watching them?
Yeah, and a side note about it, Chicago Bulls, you have a player on your team named Scottie Pippen Jr. Market this man. It is a marketing golden ticket.
Wait, no. He's on the Grizz, right?
He's on the Bulls.
He's on the Grizz.
I'm pretty sure he's on the Bulls.
When John Morant went down, Scottie Pippen Jr. was there because he was
Well, look at
but
this.
no, Scottie Pippen
You got
Jr. is in
talking about the NBA now.
Scottie Pippen Jr. is in the NBA because I remember making fun of him. They're like, "Hey guys, no, he's on the Grizz." Yeah, when John Morant went out, Scottie Pippen Jr. was the one that came in and was replacing him at point.
That probably threw you off, Bandy. All right,
Because I did mention Grizz and I have mentioned Bulls and the same thing, so it's understandable.
Exactly.
But see, that's also the thing with baseball. If I am a Pirates fan, I get it. They've been horrible for decades. I know Sid Slid totally killed the team.
I played for the Quickmart Pirates back at Spring Hill, Tennessee.
I bet you they were as good as the real Pirates.
We were better.
So then that's saying something.
Yeah.
So, but I'm going to want to watch them play. If I'm in Pittsburgh, I can't watch them play unless I'm paying like the television package that I used to have. And it was with DirecTV. I'll go ahead and say it because, again, I don't have them anymore. It's with DirecTV. I got their most basic package. But if I wanted to get the regional package, I not only had to pay for the regional package, which was going to be $30 more, I then had to upgrade to a different package itself just to have access to the $30 package, which was then going to double my bill. Why would I want to do that just to watch Braves games? And then Bally Sports says, hey, we're going to give an app out. You can watch it on the app, except for the Braves. You got to watch the Braves on TV. Like it's because the NBA, the NHL, major in the NFL and all these other sports understand how digital numbers work, where Major League Baseball just now got a DH in both leagues.
NHL's a little bit weird about it at times. ESPN, playing all their games at once, that's a little bit strange.
But they understand now putting games on digital television. Do you know how many Bama fans got pissed off because they had to figure out what the heck Peacock was? Guys, it's an app.
Well,
you just download it. If you have NBC, you get Peacock. Like it's part of the deal. Even if it's the basic package, it like comes with it. It's like Paramount.
Yeah.
Like it's 2024, people.
But I'm not going out of my way to get another package from another streaming service.
Again, literally, it's going to come full circle at one point where just one company is just getting all these streaming networks together. And we're just going to end up reinventing
YouTube TV.
No, they're just going to end up reinventing cable.
Well, that's exactly what we've done because, again, you're looking at your YouTube TVs, your Direct TVs, all these other packages. By the time you add all the packages together and it's, but by the way, you can also get HBO Max if you also hop in on this for another $15.
Hey, you want to hop in? We got an ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, Hulu bundle.
NFL Sunday ticket. Oh, you want Red Zone as well? You can buy that. And you also get all of these channels that you don't care about.
Absolutely.
Tennis, you got it.
Catch the Browns and the Ravens on Sunday, then Abbott Elementary on Monday.
That's literally life in Cleveland and Baltimore right now. That is, you just summed up life in Cleveland and Baltimore at this very second. That's what's wrong with baseball. Okay. Like I have a buddy that works for the Orioles. I was able to watch more Baltimore Orioles games this year than I was able to watch Atlanta Braves.
Nobody wants to. Well, I mean, that was a majority of people though.
No, exactly. But the Orioles are really good. So I didn't mind it. But at the same time, I shouldn't be able to watch more teams out of my market than the team in my market.
Yeah, I'm more able to consistently watch Jazz games. I don't have League Pass, by the way. I want you to let you know that. I don't have League Pass. I'm more able to consistently watch Jazz games on my TV than I was Braves games.
No. And look, I think I watched
that shouldn't be right.
I think I watched actually on my television 5 Braves games, maybe 5. and all of those were Sunday night baseball games and the playoffs.
Yep.
That was it.
The rest you listened to on 97.7.
The rest of the
ESPN
time,
Zone.
I had it on 97 because I was driving.
Exactly.
It was when I was driving back from Nashville, and I would know once I got in the area where I could listen to it, I'd pop on 97.7, and I was listening to the Braves that way.
No.
I would be sitting in my office, and I would have the Braves game going on the 97.7 app. Like, I knew that was how I could do it because I couldn't watch it because of all the stupid things. That's why baseball is not getting the views.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not because you want to add and give Shohei Ohtani another at bat. Does he deserve one? Absolutely. Will he hit a bomb? Probably. But that doesn't do it because now you're starting to pad stats. And so now even records, i.e. the home run record, for instance, you're telling me if Aaron Judge got an extra at bat every 8th or 9th inning, that man's not hitting 73?
Going to mess with the stats a little bit.
I mean, you're telling me he's not going to hit 73.
No.
Yeah, like imagine if Barry Bonds had a golden bat rule.
If Barry Bonds had a golden bat rule, he would have hit 100.
Yeah. Like, it's going to change up these stats.
Every single 9th inning when there were 3 men, the bases were loaded, there were 2 outs. Timeout.
Golden bat.
Roids. Come on.
Bring him in.
Oh, there's another
Just
Swelled head.
waving the bat from the dugout.
That's right. Let's go over here. Balloon head. Let's go.
Do you think baseball's got a problem, or do you think it is the TV rights? And on top of that, what streaming service does it for you? 256-5764
97.7
is the number to get in. When we get back, Brandon, we will hop into the phone lines with you, and we'll also get into a little bit more of the college football playoffs like we were supposed to in this segment. That's what's coming up when we get back here on the Morning Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and ESPN Winchester.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This action update is brought to you by GBank. Earn cashback rewards on every eligible gaming transaction. VSiN.com/GBank.
It's college football championship week in the Mountain West. Number 11 Boise State by 4 against number 22 UNLV. ACC, number 9 SMU is a 2.5-point favorite against number 12 Clemson. Big 12, number 16 Arizona State by 2 against number 18 Iowa State. In the SEC, the Texas Longhorns by 2.5 against number 7 Georgia. Texas, number 3 in the nation. Big 10, number 1 Oregon by 3.5 against number 4 Penn State. For the MAC championship, Miami of Ohio is a 2.5-point favorite against Ohio. Oregon's the plus 350 favorite to win the national championship. Ohio State and Texas both plus 425. That's the VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. I'm Chuck Sanders.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list and maybe a little scary, but it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Next time you're online looking for landscaping inspiration, open Instagram and check out Southern Gent Landscaping. They can help make your yard your dream outdoor oasis. Southern Gent Landscaping can handle it all, from landscape maintenance and installation to irrigation and hardscapes, even AstroTurf. Turn your yard into a landscape you'll be proud to show off. Call Southern Gent Landscaping at 256-509-6088. 509-6088. Southern Gent Landscaping. Professional landscaping performed with satisfaction guaranteed.
Rich Eisen here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. Join us all season long as we get you ready for primetime NFL action every Monday night. Along with Kevin Harlan, Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner, and the entire Westwood One team will take you inside the locker rooms and the stadiums for exclusive previews and all the play-by-play action. Every week on Monday Night Football.
Right here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Isn't the story of the prodigal son an amazing story? Basically, a rowdy boy who literally wished his father dead, ran away, and consumed his wealth with hard and fast living. Yet the father looked for his return every day, and when the boy got tired of eating pig slop, he decided to return. What did the father do? As soon as he saw that boy, he ran to him, threw his arms around him, and killed the fatted calf for a great celebration. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of the Cross Point Church. If you're looking for a church home, come see us, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison.
Lots of wise and well-informed car buyers wait all year long for this time of year because they know year-end deals are worth the wait. Hey folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. We've got 700 Fords for you to choose from. And if you've had your eye on a 24 F-150, Explorer, Expedition, or Escape, listen up. Come and see us at Woody Anderson Ford today, and you'll drive home with no payments for 90 days, plus get financing as low as 1.9% for 60 months and $1,000 in bonus cash. This is good, and it bears repeating. Come get your best year-end deal on a 24 F-150, Explorer, Expedition, or Escape, and you'll keep your cash for the holidays and make no payments for 90 days. You'll also get financing as low as 1.9% for 60 months. Plus, we're going to throw in $1,000 holiday bonus cash. The year end is here, and we've got the deals that make it worth the wait. With your good credit, these offers end December 31st, only at Woody Anderson Ford. I'm Bobby White, and I hope to see you soon.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly to partly sunny sky this afternoon. Definitely going to be on the colder end of the spectrum. Temperatures only climbing into the upper 30s and lower 40s. Once again, we drop into the mid and upper 20s as we head into the overnight, early into your Wednesday morning. A partly sunny sky Wednesday afternoon, maybe an isolated shower across the Tennessee Valley. Does look like many of us are going to be dry. Temperatures climbing into the lower 50s. A partly sunny sky on Thursday. Temperatures climbing into the mid 40s. We are definitely going to be dry. A mostly sunny sky on Friday. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 40s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN. The Zone.
Hold your block until the whistle blows.
From SEC Media Days to the National Championship Game.
This was a great team win.
We are 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Well, it's midnight. Wound up too tight. I got a fistful.
This is me right now with baseball. Look, again, I can't. I'm not the right person to ask about if baseball's dying because I seriously spent an entire week trying to purchase a Japanese baseball game that I've done nothing but play for the last 3 weeks straight.
This guy has fallen into the deepest hole I've ever seen. He's not like me and you, Bandy, where we like anime. You know, we love the Japanese culture. No, he's like Japanese baseball. Way better.
Oh,
right
no,
now.
it is. Japanese baseball is so incredibly fun, and this game is absolutely amazing. I still only understand maybe 3 or 4 words through the entire game that I'm playing.
Give it a week. He'll bring in sushi for his lunch.
I will.
Hey,
that is delicious.
Hey, that's one of my favorite
great.
That's one of my favorite things when it comes to game, man. It's like, hey, I'm playing this game that's so good. You need to pick it up.
I mean, no, it absolutely is. Like my wife will be standing in the kitchen and she's like making, dinner or something like that or lunch for the kids for the next day. And she hears me in there and I'm like, come on, Sato, you can do this, Nakamura. Come on, Suzuki.
I just bought your jersey, please.
I did also discover Japanese Amazon last night. I did
Amazon?
not realize this was a thing. But apparently you can Japanese Amazon does not have items they ship to America, but they do not have the same items as American Amazon.
So what are you gonna do?
So but if you buy stuff on the Japanese Amazon, they ship it to America.
Oh, okay.
So
they can still ship it to America. Okay.
my apparently now I have pledged my allegiance to the Henshin Tigers. And so now I am purchasing jerseys and hats from Amazon Japan.
If this is a different time, you'd probably get blacklisted.
I absolutely
and
would.
People would think you're a communist. Either way.
Sidebar: there's a team. Can you guys going back to world history right now? Do you know where we dropped the atomic bomb?
Yes.
Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
Okay, so Hiroshima has a MPB baseball team.
Nice.
Their name is the Carp.
Good to see them come back.
No. It went from the 2 names that were on the list for their baseball team in the 50s.
I'm scared.
Or the late 40s when they decided to add a baseball team so that they could try to rebuild the community around baseball.
Yeah.
The Carp and the Adams.
Let's just stay very far away from one of them.
They legitimately was about to name their baseball team after the thing that destroyed their city.
Well, that would be a good tourist attraction, I guess.
Do you not see how messed up that is?
I mean, yeah.
It's like Auburn fans saying, hey, we should change the Auburn's name to the Updikes. That's what we should do. We are the Auburn Updikes now.
We are the Auburn Freezes.
That's exactly that right there we do probably murder. No,
we do not freeze.
No, everything is frozen in time right now, including the boosters at Auburn.
The
They're
one
frozen
thing,
in time with their thinking.
The one thing that's not frozen in time is actually the transfer portal, as it continues to start getting a little bit more interesting down there on the plane.
Yeah, we're about to get that early signing period.
Yeah, we take it to the phone lines
tomorrow.
Yeah, literally.
And we get into our next conversation with Brandon. Brandon, how are you doing today, man?
About wrecked when he said the Auburn freezes. That was pretty good.
It's better than the
straight cut. Very straight cut.
Can you beat the freeze?
But like renaming the Tallahassee Crimson Tide after we destroyed them. Took them 10 years to get back almost.
Auburn's still not back.
Yeah. So I was flying down the road, and then I stopped for a minute, and I was looking on the live stream, and I saw a guy on there commented, and I couldn't help but laugh because he threw my name out there and was talking about lines for the state championship games. And I have to admit, I hadn't thought that far ahead yet. It's been kind of a cold week, so I haven't arrived there yet.
Yeah, well, I have the chat up, and he's talking about John, because John asked, are you guys picking the state championship games? Has the Brandon guy called in and asked for the lines yet? I'm interested to see how big the lines are for the state championship game.
We appreciate your contribution, John, as well as you, Brandon.
Yes. For both of you, I do have the lines. I do have them.
Okay.
Were any of them big, more than 15 points?
There's one that's more than 15. There's one that's more than 10. Thompson, Central Phoenix City, which is your 7A state championships. Thompson is a 7-point favorite.
Okay.
Your 6A state championship, Saraland is a 3-point favorite. Your 5A,
Wow.
Your 5A is a close one. They have Moody as only a 1-point favorite over Catholic Montgomery. Nice. And in 4A, Jackson is a 12-point favorite over Cherokee County.
Wow.
In 3A, Mars Hill and Houston Academy is a pick'em. And then here's the biggest one. 2A, Reeltown is a 16-point favorite over Tuscaloosa Academy.
Wow, let's go Reeltown.
That's actually the second biggest one because Wadley is a 17-point favorite over Maplesville.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we are a real town.
Yes.
Really bad town. I'm joking. They made it to the state championship or the semifinals.
The golden bat rules about like playing ball in hand when you're playing 9-ball.
Yep.
And when that happens, you're screwed.
Yep.
Thank you, and thanks for that phone call, Brandon. He's right. This is absolutely idiotic. I mean, it truly, truly is. I honestly, what would be the college? Think about this when we come out. What would be the college football equivalent to the golden bat?
That's what we're talking about when we get back. See ya.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
From the University of Alabama, this is Crimson Tide Today. Its daily update on Bama sports and is brought to you by Everwood Treatment Company, the official treated lumber of Alabama athletics. Everwood, wood treated right. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. Alabama women's basketball picked up an impressive victory on Monday against Georgia State. Head coach Christy Curry joined us on the radio after the win.
Just a lot of positives there. We've really felt like on film, they beat Georgia at Georgia. And so we felt like from all the film we've watched that we could really, really affect them on the offensive glass. And credit our kids for getting 25 offensive boards. We've got to do a little bit better job of finishing those. but I thought we did some really good energy and activity on the glass. And then, I thought we shared the ball. Anytime we can have this kind of balance, it's important. And we've really been honing in, working on our free throws. Obviously, I felt like it was been a weakness that could catch up with us, but credit our players for stepping up and making plays, and just so many good things today. I'll be real honest to start the game, and our post finishes in the first half, but I thought we came out in the second half and established our defense and did better with the communication.
I'll have more in a moment.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Preserving, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood offers top-notch pressure-treated wood for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. When it comes to quality, we're on the winning team. Visit your local Everwood dealer today and discover the difference for yourself. Everwood Preserving Incorporated, the official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
If you missed last night's final episode of the year for Crimson Tide Rewind, presented by the Alabama Department of Public Health, catch it on demand on the Alabama Insider podcast. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Everwood. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
97.7 ESPN The Zone is your home for Army football, and the #1 sports radio station in the Tennessee Valley wants to send you and a guest to see the 125th edition of America's Game, as Army and Navy will meet in our nation's capital on December 14th. It's simple. Just tell us your patriotic story or tribute, and we'll pick the one that rings red, white, and blue. And a pair of tickets to see the game will be for you. Just send your entry to 97.7 WZZN events at gmail.com. That's 97.7 WZZN events at gmail.com. Make your story count, as it's just one entry per household. So let your fingers do the talking and send us your story today. Entries must be sent to 97.7 ESPN The Zone by Friday, December 6th. 97.7 ESPN The Zone and Army football. It's something special in college athletics, and we want you to be there.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This action update is brought to you by G-Bank. Earn cashback rewards on every eligible gaming transaction. VSiN.com/Gbank.
It's college football championship week in the Mountain West. Number 11 Boise State by 4 against number 22 UNLV. ACC, number 9 SMU is a 2.5-point favorite against number 12 Clemson. Big 12, number 16 Arizona State by 2 against number 18 Iowa State. In the SEC, the Texas Longhorns by 2.5 against number 7 Georgia. Texas, number 3 in the nation. Big 10, number 1 Oregon by 3.5 against number 4 Penn State. For the MAC championship, Miami of Ohio is a 2.5-point favorite against Ohio. Oregon's the plus 350 favorite to win the national championship. Ohio State and Texas both plus 425. That's the VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. I'm Chuck Sanders.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center and Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman, another bitterly cold night across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Temperatures dropping into the mid and upper 20s. A partly sunny sky through your Wednesday afternoon. Maybe a rogue shower across the Tennessee Valley. Otherwise, we are going to be a little bit warmer Wednesday afternoon compared to what we've seen over the last couple of days. Temperatures climbing into the lower 50s. We're dropping into the mid and upper 30s as we head into the overnight early Thursday morning. A partly sunny sky Thursday afternoon. Temperatures still below average. Highs climbing into the mid 40s. From Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com.
3, 2, 1.
Joe Hunk, John Abraham, Bailey Lowery, 256-576-4977. This is the Morning Blitz.
Second hour, final hour, best hour on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and the Morning Blitz. I am Joe Hunk, John Abraham, the Bandyman Bailey Lowery. Yep. As phone lines are open to you at 256-5764.
97.7.
As always, we are brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
The guys that you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs. If you're having any roofing problems, make sure you look them up online at FlemingHSV.com to fill out your free quote today. And remember that Fleming always shows up.
Make sure that you go to YouTube, give us a subscription there, WZZN TV. You also follow us on X at 977 ESPN, but YouTube is going to be the place to be tonight at 6 o'clock. Why? Why is that John Abraham?
Yeah, because
He just went full Macho Man for
I
that.
got a fun new show I get to join in on.
Yes, you
It's
do.
The second edition of the Havoc Hour, which is going to be extremely fun from Zambruski's over at the Huntsville Ice Sports Complex. So definitely stop in over on WZZN at 2 at night. And you'll get to hear me talk with plenty of guys like Tyler Piacentini. On top of that, I'm going to be getting into some conversations with the bruiser of the team that you showed me a few clips of. And I got to admit, Reggianato is he's a scary man.
Okay, look, there's a T-shirt right now at the Havoc store inside the VBC right there in the front of Probst Arena. That is it is 100% like a NASCAR / 90s rap album T-shirt.
Replace the cars with just a hockey player.
Exactly, and it's Reggianato, and it's an awesome looking T-shirt.
Probably hits as hard as a car, though. I'll say.
Oh,
that.
he absolutely does, and it's crazy because he's not even a defenseman. He's a winger.
No, that's the craziest thing about it. You're not wrong.
And so, if you were Thursday night, which was obviously we've had a lot of them recently, but the sellout for the teddy bear toss was that night on Thanksgiving evening, and Reggianato got laid out in one hit, and Posa comes over, and next thing you know, there's a fight that happens, which again is different in the SPHL of 2024 because when the SPHL first started, it was almost kind of like a beer hockey league. Like it was, you didn't have as many athletic skaters as what has now this league has grown into. And so honestly, for a period of time, it turned people away because it was like, all right, well, a lot of people, I'm just going there for the fights. I'm not going there for the quality of hockey. Yeah. Whereas now the quality of hockey is so impressive. Like Brian Wilson, who just got called up a few weeks ago. He came back down. He started 2 of the 3 games that the Havoc played over the week, and he only gave up a few goals. Yeah. Like he's leading the league in the SPHL in save percentage. Like he is a fantastic goalie. This is a different SPHL than what it was 15 and 20 years ago.
No doubt. And I will be talking to some of the youth of this team as well. Noah Finstrom's going to be joining us as well. 5 goals, 3 assists. He's averaging 2 points a game. I mean, this is one of those young studs that you see the Havoc bring in during the offseason, and you're thinking, oh, yeah, this is a totally different team. Plus the name. I mean, we got some names on this team. Buster Larson's one of them that's like, that's hockey. Noah Finstrom, that's hockey.
Look, I know, and I know Buster's not going to be coming on the show tonight, and he'll be coming on in the future, but whenever he comes on the Havoc Hour, the very first question is, how in heaven's name did you end up on skates and not on a basketball court? Because this guy looks like a created player that you make on NHL 25. Mm-hmm. Like you go and just max out the height. Like this is the type of guy that you get. Like he is honestly, his shoulders are right now parallel, and even with a lot of the skaters' helmets. Like this guy is so incredibly huge, and he's towering over everybody as he's skating around. It's literally like you're watching a senior in high school play with a bunch of 8th graders. Like it is so crazy to watch him on the ice. Buster Larson, though, he's been playing tremendous lately as well.
No doubt about that. So look forward to the Havoc Hour presented by Stockton Mortgage later tonight again at the Iceplex in Huntsville.
And Zambruski's is awesome, by the way.
At Zambruski's, which I got to admit, first time getting to visit Zambruski's. Might have to get a brewski after the show.
Zambruski's, it is awesome, especially for parents that are going to be obviously taking their kids to skating practice. I know that there's some new camps that are going to be starting up at the Iceplex coming up pretty soon that you can teach your kids to skate. That's one thing that my wife and I are going to get my son to do is we're going to teach him how to skate.
I'm really good. I want to know. I want to let you know that
I understand
I'm really good.
you are.
I could teach him.
And look, right now, I'm just now like learning about how to teach my child to skate because I suck at it.
I'll take over.
I'm okay with this.
Don't worry. We'll do that commercial. You know those commercials where it's like the backup, like Case Keenum.
Oh, is that what you're gonna do? I can't back the truck up into the driveway.
Put up the TV. Yeah.
Be like, all right, son. Like this is what you want to do. You want to do just like skiing. Pizza, fries. Pizza, fries. Is that right? I don't really know.
You're kind of right. Yeah.
Is it really? Is that right? I had no idea.
Fries apart, pizza together.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Pizza, fries.
This guy knows
pizza, fries.
He was impressed by his knowledge of football, but at the same time,
pizza, French fries.
No. Pizza is a point.
You slow down with the pizza.
Yeah, you're doing like French fry pizza.
No, pizza, fries.
If you're watching on
Pizza,
WZZM
fries.
TV, you can probably see what we're talking about: pizza and fries. You're
Look, if
probably
you-
extremely hungry right
Look,
now.
if you pizza when you're supposed to French fry, you're gonna have a bad time.
Look, okay, look, I have a pizza
That
right
looks
here.
foul.
No, this pizza right here is probably about 3 days old. I'm
Look-
going to eat it here in a little bit. This is a pizza. Pizza, fries. Pizza,
Yeah.
fries.
Is that a Little Caesars pizza?
It is Little Caesars pizza.
could tell.
No. Let me add this, okay? Because I've not got to mention this yet. Okay. So Saturday, I had a basketball game, UAH women, by the way. All of the sports at UAH, if you're not going, these things are absolutely tremendous. The men's basketball team last night just obliterated Blue Mountain, not Blue Mountain State, Blue Mountain, and
Blue Mountain College University.
yeah, it's in Mississippi. And then the women's team last Saturday scored like 115 points, which was the most in over a decade. But I was there, and as I was there, my son had his fall baseball team party, whatever it was. It was at Flow.
That's what I'm talking about.
It was at Flow, and it was absolutely amazing. She was sending me videos and pictures and all this stuff of everything over there at Flow. That thing is absolutely tremendous and an amazing place to
If
go.
you guys want to have a lot of fun at Flow, you can go and check out our Big Zone Deal site. Just go to 977ESPN.com.
The way I tied all that in.
I love the way you did it. And then press on Zone Deals. We have a slider, and then we also have something that's permanent. Savings never tasted so good, but they've never been so fun either. So
no, and,
definitely go
and
check those
what
out.
we were talking about beforehand is Bailey asked about the Major League Baseball and the golden rule, the golden at bat, whatever it's called. This idea that they've thrown out about, at some point in time in a game, you can have any batter bat, no matter what order of the lineup it's in. Now,
Blasphemy.
Now it's absolutely idiotic. But if there was a version of this in college football, what would it be? Because, and I asked this 256-5764.
97.7.
The only reason I ask is because we are struggling to think of if there's an equivalent to what Major League Baseball is wanting to do. Because my first thought is, all right, well, instead of getting a kickoff when you're down by 6, you automatically get the football at the other team's 25. That's the only thing I can think of that is the equivalent. Like, you're not guaranteed to score. You're not guaranteed to do anything, but darn it, you're almost in the red zone.
I'd push it back to the 50, because if you're at the 45 with the goal, and this is all, of course, just, hypothetical stuff, but if the college football scene had a golden bat rule similar to, of course, what baseball's been throwing out there, I'd say at the 50, because there's not a chance, there's not a high percentage that just because Judge is getting more hits, he's going to be hitting more home runs in those games. Of course, he had some slumps throughout the end of the season where he wasn't even one of the best batters. And if you're throwing out one of your best batters, you might want to throw in a guy like Soto maybe at times, which, say what you will about him at the moment. But, it's not a for sure chance. Whereas if you get put at the 25, you can kick a field goal, you have 3 points. It's almost automatic. If the 50, you can get stuffed right away. You can get stuffed right away. Not if you're Auburn.
Yeah, not if you're Auburn. But no, and that's where I'm trying to figure out the equivalent of this, because even in hockey, it would be, hey, then what? Let my best shooter take the shootout.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that what it is? Like
the penalty shot.
Yeah, or the penalty shot. I mean, not even getting into shootouts. Like, if we're talking about the penalty shot, like, what are we doing there? In basketball, is it, oh, hey, we're down by 2 and there's 10 seconds to go. We want to guarantee a shot, so we let Steph Curry shoot a 3? Like, is that what we're talking about here?
That's actually interesting. Yeah,
it's not Steph Curry having to shoot a half-court shot.
I was actually about to throw that out there. It's like, look, the game, if you do this certain amount of things right, then you can set up the half-court shot that'll put 5 points on the board. Steph Curry has to make this shot.
No, and that's where we go back to this kind of being like a laughing stock of this,
gimmick.
Because it is a gimmick. It turns it into a gimmick, which makes it an even worse decision to this, because Rob Manfred is borderlining of people turning away from the sport even more instead of bringing them into the sport even more. He's wanting to tailor this to the ESPN cut-in audience instead of the audience that is wanting to sit there and watch the entire 9 games and the evolution of play. And so I know and I believe that they have thrown this out because they wanted to get a feel from people, because look, the bigger ideas are not the ones that they're going to leak out so that people can discuss them amongst themselves. The reason why the NFL leaked out that they were eventually thinking about changing the rule to sudden death overtime to each team gets a possession is because of the fact that they leaked the rule out and everybody was kind of on board with it. The only reason the NBA or, any other thing about, well, we're going to shorten the seasons up or any other rule that gets kind of floated out, college football, they didn't actually ever float out the real idea of, hey, we're going to change the overtime rule. They just did it.
Yeah.
And it's idiotic because Georgia Tech and Georgia did not go 8 overtimes. They ran 16 plays. Like that's what it felt like.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why this whole idea is the bigger ideas that they have is going to be floated out literally the day before they vote on it, not months ahead of time.
My question would also be, instead of, what would the college football scene do to have that golden bat rule, would be, what is that gimmick that some of these sports do have that are trying to draw in some people? I would say in the NFL.
The NBA with their stupid tournament in the middle of the year.
There you go. I'd say with the NFL, it's the kickoff. It's the change of the kickoff rule. I thought that was a gimmick whenever I saw it originally. I think it was in the XFL or it might have been the USL.
It's the XFL.
The first time, but it was just odd to me. I was thinking this would never make it over to the NFL.
Well, and the reason why the NFL did is because they wanted more kicks. But the problem is they then modified what the XFL was doing, and they didn't back the ball up far enough, or they didn't add in the touchback would get you the ball here. And so they didn't 100% go with what the XFL was doing to be successful. And so the idea of, we're gonna implement this, and then they said, okay, well, we're gonna implement it, but we're only gonna be doing like 95% of what they did because we think that we should do this, and then it doesn't work. And look, the NFL rarely makes decisions where it doesn't really work out. People thought moving the NFL draft around was not going to work out. That's become a huge moneymaker. People thought that, their ideas about the Super Bowl and adding in an extra team in the NFL playoffs and those types of things that, absolutely, that works. The NBA play-in tournament, the only way that I would even think of this as a real something that would be impressive isn't if you give them money, is if they're guaranteed a playoff spot. Okay. Like if you guarantee me a playoff spot, then all right, if I win this and I'm automatically in the playoffs, all right, cool. Like let's do something like that.
NFL also changed the Pro Bowl drastically. That was something. And this is after the fact that it used to be, what was it? It was before the Super Bowl, and now it is after. I personally love the idea of the Pro Bowl being before the Super Bowl in the same city, and it kind of kicks off the celebration of the Super Bowl. I thought that was awesome. I still think in a way they should do that because a lot of these players will leave from the Super Bowl city because they're being invited to host parties, obviously do Radio Row and promote products and all this, and then they go to the Pro Bowl. I would much rather all of that be the week before, and it gets everybody focusing on that city for an entire week instead of going, we want to have it in Orlando and now we want to have it here. Like, look, the Super Bowl is being played in the Superdome this year. Okay. You're not going to mess the field up. Trust me. There are idiot football players that try to plant a flag on a fake football surface. Okay. You can't hurt the field. It's artificial.
256-5764
977. It's a symbolic thing.
Then take a stand out there with you and just put it in the stand.
It was cool whenever Baker Mayfield did it the first time.
He did it on grass.
And he did it on grass.
Jason, welcome in to the Morning Blitz. How's it going?
It's going good. All right, I've got your football rule to the golden rule.
Okay. Didn't think
each team gets to choose a moment during the game where they can remove one player from the team for a series.
Do they get to pick the player?
Yeah, like 2 minutes left in the ball game. You just take the quarterback out.
That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. At one point in time, Alabama, Kirby Smart's going, all right, take Ryan Williams out. Take him out for this play.
I would just flip it and designate it just for the defense. Like you take a TJ Watt or a Miles Garrett out and for the whole drive.
I know, but it was
for
just
the whole drive.
For the whole drive.
Oh my God!
You guys noticed that I didn't say take Jalen Milroe out. I said take his receiver out because then he's screwed.
Give me a better one.
Go for it.
Take the field goal kicker out in the crucial moment.
It's 4th and 15. There's only 1 second left. All right, kicker, you're out.
I like how it's how we have to take them out in football instead of adding them in because there's no way you could really make it work with adding a player in.
Or you could do the opposite and be like, all right, cool, we're going to add a 12th man on the field. It's the 12th man rule. So instead of getting penalized for it, you actually get to play with it. You get to add a secondary player.
We got Greg.
Right. Yeah. Ryan Williams better not score a touchdown. We got 12 on defense.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You got 12 on defense. We're adding a secondary player, or we're adding a different defensive lineman, an extra defensive lineman in on 4th and inches.
Yeah. I mean, the deal with the baseball, what do you do if you bring the guy in, he's the third hitter in the lineup, and you substitute him for the 9th hitter, and he's still on base? Do you have a ghost runner?
That's what they do on MLB The Show. They just replace him with somebody else on the field whenever you're trying to do those showdowns. Like, you got a guy on second base. He's lasted through the entire lineup because you ain't got a hit. Then they put somebody else out there so he can bat. It's like Ghost Man on second.
Right.
I mean, that's what it is. Ghost Man on second base.
All right. Y'all have a good one, fellas.
All right. Thank you for that. And again, but this is what you're having to think of. Like, if college football or the NFL had something like this that was the equivalent of the golden at bat, it's really hard to think about what the sport would actually do in this instance. Or, hey, my field goal kicker, instead of 3 points, this one is the one time where this one counts as 6.
Yep. Or maybe it pushes him back 10 yards.
Look, you see what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, it's a gimmick that is dumb.
And it's all going against the team instead of a baseball where you can add in a player. So that's the reason I actually liked what Jason had to throw at us, is because it gave us a thought process that we honestly weren't even thinking about. But regardless of that, it's definitely an interesting one. We still want to hear from you, but we will be hopping into a lot of fun here in the next few minutes.
Greg's going to be up first.
Greg, I think everybody.
I got already introduced.
Yeah, Greg got introduced. It's okay.
It's the first time you've done that on the show.
I was about to say. I mean, I've never heard you do that.
First time I've done that in like 3 years.
It's all right. Greg knows that he's up next.
On top of that, the NFL rundown. What's your fantasy? And to end off, of course, the dogs of the week. Joe, you're not going to – okay, he's not going to bark. There you go. We'll take it to break on that. You're listening to The Morning Blitz here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Bob Baumhauer here. Are you out of ideas for those stocking stuffers? Our selection of delicious signature sauces make great stocking stuffers for that chef of the house. Kick up your favorite holiday dish with our legendary hot sauce. If you enjoy our char grilled black and white chicken, then grab a bottle of our fabulous legendary white barbecue sauce. Would you like to have a Bam Bam shrimp on your holiday menu? That's easy. Just pick up a bottle of Baumhauer's Thai sweet chili sauce. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Here in North Alabama, barbecue is a part of what makes our home so special, and great barbecue from Lawler's makes it just that much better. Since 1978, Lawler's has been serving up their delicious barbecued pork, ribs, chicken, ham, and turkey for generations of family get-togethers. Recognized as the best barbecue joint in Alabama for 2 years in a row, Lawler's is thrilled to share their award-winning barbecue for your next family meal or catered event. Order online or stop by any one of their 14 area locations. Lawler's Barbecue, cooked slow, served fast.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, Check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Buying that perfect home is one of the most important financial decisions you'll ever make. So it's crucial that you have the right partner to help you through the process. Hi, I'm Stuart Evans, mortgage loan officer for Bryant Bank, and I'm here to tell you that we are that partner. We offer a variety of mortgage products to fit your unique home buying situation in a changing rate environment. That kind of hassle-free approach might not be what you'd expect from a bank. It's exactly what you can expect from us. Give me a call today or visit me at our downtown Huntsville office and let me show you what banking beyond expectation is all about.
Bryant Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
I got 2 phones, one for the plug and one for the load. I got 2 phones, one for the and one for the dough. Think I need 2 more.
I was singing this Sunday afternoon for some reason. I don't know why. Between that and Laffy Taffy, but I know why Laffy Taffy's stuck in my head. It's because of Bailey in a video he showed me yesterday morning.
Thanks, Bailey. Thanks. Always getting stuff
It did.
stuck in our head.
I had no clue. Next thing you know, this morning I'm just walking around the house. I'm like, dum 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 dum, and and now it was stuck in my head. My wife's like, "Why do you have Laffy Taffy stuck in your head?" I said, "I don't."
One day it's Laffy Taffy. The next day it's some gruesome injury.
That's exactly it.
Hey, same thing happened to me, except that I saw that same video with "We Will Rock You," and now that's
That song's not always just playing on repeat in your head in the first place.
Nah,
that's weird. It's always playing in mine.
I'm not built like that.
Let's get into the phone lines and talk with everybody's favorite new guest, Greg. Greg, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. How are y'all?
Doing good.
Fantastic, man.
So this baseball thing, I have a better idea. I think what they should do is go to 5 innings, and then every time there's a foul ball, the players got to go in the stands and get it. Because like if you watch how these grown men knock over a 10-year-old trying to get to their foul ball, or a soccer mom who has wandered into the stadium with her husband or boyfriend, and she's holding a 28-ounce Chardonnay, and she fights somebody off for a foul ball. Let me just tell you, I would love to see Freddie Freeman have to go on the stands and fight them.
She paid like $35 for that Chardonnay. She's did.
Financed it over 60 months.
Absolutely, she is. Ma'am, is that going to be cash, credit, or would you like to talk to our loan officer?
She caught the ball inside of the Chardonnay as well.
Or what you could do is you could just go to no foul territory. Everything's fair.
Everything bounces
and let's
back
just
in.
play 5 innings.
Everything is fair. We just move the stands up, and they're right on the line, like it's a basketball game.
All for that. That'd be great. That might actually have me watching a baseball game again. And you know, here's the thing. Like the last 9-inning baseball game I watched was the last time the Braves were in the World Series. And the reason is, I'll give you a couple of reasons. One is every time I want to watch like the Cincinnati Reds play, Seattle, because I want to see De La Cruz play, I go in on my TV and it tells me I'm blacked out.
Yep.
You know, the last time I checked, I'm 2,800 miles or I'm 2,500 miles from Seattle. I'm 700 miles from Cincinnati.
Yeah,
I'm not affecting their bottom line.
I do not understand the blackout rules with some because the Cincinnati market is for some reason goes into Tennessee and it goes into part of North Alabama, as does the Braves, and it's so incredibly strange on some of that. Now, there's times like with extra innings you can watch it, but it's at times you can't. Like it's wishy-washy on what and where you are and what. It's so odd on how it works.
It's really funny. It'll affect the crack streams too. Like if you're just trying to just watch it like online, sometimes it'll say like the people giving the stream it will be okay. It got blacked out in your location. Sorry.
Huh.
I can't even watch it. That kind of stream.
Yeah, I'm in Hartsville, Alabama, is where I live.
Oh, it's even further south.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not affecting their bottom line. Just let me watch the game. And what's happened is it's pushed me out, and that kind of stuff has pushed me out to the point where I'm like, on October 10th, I'll pick up my phone and go to ESPN.com, and I'll say, oh, the World Series, they're doing that this year. I just don't care anymore. It's not even on my radar. It makes me sad because my dad and I used to watch the Cubs and the Braves back in the days when cable was channels 2 through 13, and we got WGN and TBS, and we got Cubs and Braves. and I used to watch it all. I used to watch the replay. So this whole golden batter thing just stop.
No,
just stop.
No, and you're right about it. And I think that is, as much as we bash ESPN, and Greg, thanks for that phone call, man. But as much as we bash ESPN for a lot of the stuff that they do, and a lot of the, if you want to say the woke culture and all this other stuff, when it comes to like the digital market, like it outside, I don't even have cable anymore because after losing cable and after needing to change cable because of the Direct TV and ESPN deal, and I found something now that's, dirt cheap, probably illegal, but it's dirt cheap, and I'm able to watch any sporting event that I want. Like I now just go, why on earth is this even a thing? Because my number is now going to be counted towards the view there. And with ESPN, especially like with ESPN Plus, look at how many different teams now are getting the opportunity to broadcast their games. I mean, now again, even not just your footballs, because now your Jack State game that's on ESPN Plus, like you can actually watch Jack State if you graduated from there and you're not having to go to the stadium, which is amazing.
Cool.
But at the same time is now all of your college baseball games are being broadcast on there. You have all of the other games. If you're a soccer fan, lacrosse fan, all that's on ESPN Plus. And again, they're airing commercials, and those commercials are counting towards the count. And you get to see that these people, if you're a business, how this goes. It's like with WZZN TV. We talk about this all the time. Is you can not only watch us there, but you can actually advertise on our video stream. It's not hard. And it's just like you're looking at a television commercial and it's playing while we're at commercial break. Like, this is the way that digital media is in 2024. And the fact that Major League Baseball is killing that by saying, no, you've got to have this package plus this package plus this package. Yeah, it's killing everything. The golden at bat rule is one of the dumbest things that you could possibly think of for Major League Baseball, because it cheapens the sport. It will then go into playing into the stats as far as how many hits came from the golden at bat, how many home runs came from the golden at bat, all this other stuff that's going to mess up with history in this. And that would do more damage to the sport than what people thought the DH rule would do to the sport.
No, I mean, there's a lot that is in this day and age with the stats. I mean, they're all kind of getting thrown out into the water just because of the different rules, whether it's college football, whether it's the baseball with the bases being a little bit closer to each other. The steals are on a rise, all of that. As well as, pitch
we
count.
have bigger bases in baseball now. Outside of it being announced that we have bigger bases, did anybody watch a baseball game and go, God, these bases look like they're Looney Tune bases? Like, this seriously looks like Tom and Jerry's out here playing baseball, and Bugs Bunny's pitching right now, because look how massive those bases are.
It's tough to tell.
You can't tell. You genuinely cannot tell. And to show you again, like we watched now, with 2-3 seasons into the DH being a part of Major League Baseball, as all teams get to use the DH. And going back to the fact that I'm now playing this Japanese baseball game, the team that I play with is in the Central League that has traditional baseball rules, which means my pitcher bats. It sucks. It sucks because now my pitchers, I've played like 14 games. I've only had this thing for like a week. I've played 14 games with this team, and I have one hit with a pitcher. One hit with a pitcher. The pitcher batting sucks. And we thought the DH rule was going to kill baseball, and instead it's made it better.
Yeah.
Okay, it makes more sense. Now actually playing a baseball game and remembering how baseball was 3 years ago, like it was a day, like whenever I turn it on and throw on YouTube where the batters like Madison Bumgarner is coming up to bat, like I feel like it's going to be like crackly and gray or something. Like it feels like it's a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
It feels like the DH is supposed to be there now. Like it makes the game better, because there was a point in time in NFL and college football where the kicker had to be a player that was on the field. Like the kicker hasn't always been an extra guy.
Crazy.
Like it hadn't always been like this. Oh yeah, by the way, like you can have a guy that specifies in kicking. This is what he learns to do. Mm-hmm. No, it was hey, your quarterback is also your kicker, who's also your linebacker. It's like Travis Hunter, but he doesn't get burnt.
Oh, we see that in high school quite a bit too, though. Quarterbacks usually
it's like 2A
kickers.
football. Go down and watch that Reeltown 7A championship or that Super 7 championship game. You're going to see the quarterback be the linebacker, be the kicker, be the punter. everything.
One of them might be their own dads, honestly. Either way, heading back to the phone lines, we have Josh on with us.
Depending on
Josh,
where that city is.
how are you doing? It's Alabama.
What's going on, fellas?
Having a wonderful
What's
time.
up, sir?
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say your pitcher isn't Shohei Ohtani.
No. Shohei Ohtani is a guy that you have to get a lot. You have to get a lot of extra points to actually get. And
But he's in the game.
But he is in the game, and yes, he is a monster. Every other pitcher on that game is horrible, and they come up to bat, and you cannot hit with them. Like I got a hit last night with my pitcher. I almost ran around the house celebrating because I didn't think it could happen. It's horrible.
And as far as the blackout rule, I will say the only thing worse than that, and I love baseball. I played in high school at Butler High School, but the only thing worse than that is listening to a 9-inning baseball game on the radio. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, look, and I get it, and I get it, and I think that that's part of on us, and I say us because we do a lot of play-by-play here. Every single one of us does play-by-play, and quite frankly, a listener like you, we have got to be better at our storytelling to keep you interested throughout 9 innings, because that's on the person that you're listening to.
Yeah.
If it's a great storyteller, if they're a great play-by-play guy, they're going to be able to keep your attention even if the game is boring itself.
Josh Carey.
Right. And the crazy thing is, even though I live in Huntsville, the only way I can see half the Brave games or listen to them is on 97.7.
Yeah, which we appreciate. But no, I agree with you on that. Like, I totally agree with you. And it's asinine that we are unable to watch this, and then you want to argue about what is killing the sport right now as we are getting into a time and period where college football is thriving because everybody can watch every game. Like, it doesn't matter. There is no blackout rules. If you're a UNA grad and you want to watch UNA play, you just go to ESPN Plus, you
Or
find the
YouTube.
game and you watch it.
They're all on YouTube,
Are they
too.
go on YouTube?
I mean, I don't know if anybody
Like,
knew
you know what I'm
that.
saying? Think about if we have blackout rules with college football. Like, that's asinine to think about on a Saturday.
Right.
It would be like, well, can't watch Alabama. They're blacked out this week. Like, it's not
Right.
1992.
Oh, hey, by the way, yesterday I told y'all I was going to give y'all a pick today, and I'm going to throw it out there. UNLV over Boise.
Oh, boy.
You want to talk about shaking some things
I'm
up?
throwing it out there.
All right. We'll get you down for that one. That's definitely going to be an interesting
Do you
one.
know how bad, and
the
thanks for that
Mountain
phone
West.
call. Do you realize how bad it would be if UNLV beats Boise State?
They got their second string quarterback. He's been doing well, but I mean, this is a
Oh wait,
Boise State-
you mean wait, UNLV, the team that was undefeated, and their starting quarterback wanted more NIL money, and he left, and UNLV is still in the Mountain West championship game.
still
Oh, okay, cool. That
doing
team.
well.
Just double checking.
Exactly. No, that's definitely the team we're talking about, and it'll be interesting. I think that UNLV definitely has what it takes, but again, Boise State has been able to win these games in just the weirdest of fashions, whether it's going to be a tough game all the way up until the end or whether they're keeping it close with the Oregon, it still ends up in their favor. And last time they played them was back in October. They won 29-24, and it was one of those games where Boise State does just enough. And Ashton Genty gets over 100, 200 yards maybe.
Because he should be the Heisman.
He should.
Now,
and they win those games.
The thing about this as it connects to tonight in the college football playoff rankings, this is the reason I'm paying attention to this is because of how important this one is for an Alabama team. Because you don't want UNLV to win.
Mm-mm.
You don't want Clemson to win.
No.
Because Clemson is going to be a top 18 team, maybe 18 or 19 in the country going into the ACC championship game. And if they win and UNLV wins, then that's potentially 2 spots that would go to a team that is in like the quote unquote top 12 at an at-large that is not going to go to you.
Mm-hmm.
So the teams that are behind Alabama tonight, whether it's Arizona State, whether it is Clemson, whether it's Iowa State, whether it's UNLV, any of those teams, if you're an Alabama fan, you do not want them to win the championship. With Arizona State, Iowa State, one of them is going to have to win it.
Yeah.
So you already are going to have a team, at least one team behind you that is going to get an automatic bid into the college football playoff.
And this is why we're all rooting for SMU.
So that means Auburn fans or Alabama fans have to cheer for the former Auburn guy. Because they have to cheer for Rhett Lashley.
That's true.
Yeah.
The
guy that's now a head
decisions.
So wait, hold on. So Rhett Lashley left Auburn.
Right.
He is now a head coach of SMU. What is their record?
It's like 9-2.
Oh, SMU's 11-1 right now.
Wow.
11-1. They're playing in the ACC championship, and Gus Malzahn just became the offensive coordinator at Florida State.
Yep.
Who made the bad decision to let the wrong guy go here? I'm just look. Oh, tell me. By the way, can you pull up Arizona State real fast? I'm just going to point something out real fast.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Who's the head coach of Arizona State?
No, I don't have that up right now.
That's why I'm asking.
Oh, I do. Okay. He head coach is Dillingham. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Look in his history.
All right, I'm going to take a little look.
Do you have it pulled up?
What
What was he doing? Who was he an offensive coordinator for a few years ago?
Trying to take a look. University of Oregon, Florida State.
Before that,
he was with Memphis at one. Oh, Auburn 2019.
There we go.
QB and offensive coordinator coach.
There we go. Just saying.
Okay.
So he's possibly in the college football playoff as a head coach. Rhett Lashley is possibly in the college football playoff as a head coach. And Malzahn is an offensive coordinator for Florida State.
Do we really want to hear you complain about Auburn again?
No, I'm just saying, like, I wanted to point that out because
No,
I know
it's-
nobody else has on the station because we forget about these OCs as they leave. But Rhett Lashley and Dillingham both leave kind of on their own, kind of not.
Wild.
And now they're in the college football playoff as a head coach for teams that we thought, why the heck are you going there? But Arizona State could totally screw Alabama over. Iowa State can screw Alabama over. UNLV can screw Alabama over. Like, this is not like, I know that they're the betting favorite to get in and all this. Do you not realize and look behind you at some of the teams that are behind you that are going to get an automatic bid because they are one of the 5 top conference champions? And now there are 7 teams potentially in front of you in the rankings that can go. And we still don't know where the college football playoff committee is going to rank South Carolina, because they, in all reality, could put South Carolina in front of Alabama.
They could.
They absolutely can.
Definitely got the track record at least.
Alabama could
5-6
drop a
weeks.
spot. I know that they moved up 2 spots in the AP poll. They could actually drop a spot based on how they played against Auburn. It isn't that they won against Auburn. And the people are going to look at the dub and be like, oh, they won. Okay, so what? It was a rivalry game.
It's a little bit deeper.
They look awful. Jalen Milroe could not hold on to the football. Like, that is a major issue.
Like
and
Lamar
you did
Jackson.
against Auburn. What do you think you're going to do if you go to Penn State?
The bad side of Lamar Jackson. Up in Penn State as well.
Up in Penn State.
Who would have thought, though, just even last year, that these teams, SMU, Arizona State, Iowa State, would be making a real big factor into Alabama
And
season?
we don't know this either, because this is the first year of the 12-team playoff. Is the committee going to rank teams based on teams that may or may not have already played each other? Tennessee and Georgia. Georgia's playing for a conference championship game. Many believe even if they lose that they're still going to be in. If that's the case, Tennessee could be your 5, Alabama could be your 12, and Alabama has to go back to Neyland Stadium.
They'd win the second time. Just throw that out there.
No, they wouldn't.
No problem.
No.
Tennessee's starting to look a little bit better.
Wait, talking about it though, got confirmed today that DJU is going to be returning to FSU for his sixth year.
Congrats, Malzahn.
Yeah, they talk about him. The Heisman hopeful has racked up a total of 9,300 passing yards and 61 touchdowns. And notice how they didn't bring up anything from this year.
Hold up. Who wrote that sentence and put the word Heisman hopeful without LOL on it?
I have no idea.
Wow, I feel like we just went back in time a year.
Are you sure this is not from 2023?
I wish it was.
He's only had
I wish
5
I could
years.
tell you.
He's only had 5 years. Yeah.
Probably the same stats.
Speaking of people maybe returning, Dylan Gabriel could return to Oregon
right.
if he wants to and
Yeah.
break that Case Keenum record. I brought him up earlier, actually, with the backup story. We'll take it to break. When we come back, we're going to close out the show, hop into a little bit of the fantasy as well as Dog of the Week. conversation. That's what I like to hear here on the Morning Blitz on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
The 2024 SEC Football Championship game.
Back to throw over the middle into the end zone. Gone! Touchdown! Loose on the turf. Longhorns have it. Ball game.
Join us Saturday in Atlanta as the Texas Longhorns and the Georgia Bulldogs fight for the SEC Championship.
And we are moments away. And as you might imagine, the energy level is super high.
Kickoff is at 3 on your home for SEC football, the SEC Radio Network.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
Have you ever turned your back on God? Have you ever absolutely known the right thing to do and just turned around and walked away in disobedience? I know that I have. Aren't we thankful for our great and merciful God who loves us and forgives us and remembers our sin no more? I'm so thankful that his mercies are fresh every day. I need that, and I suspect you do too. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of Cross Point Church, and if you're looking for a church home, come see us. We're smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison, and check us out at cpcfamily.org.
No other radio station in Alabama has 2 voters for the Heisman Trophy.
Winner of the Heisman Memorial Trophy is...
Listen to Steve Moulton and Scott Tyson. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
All right, wrapping up the Morning Blitz on this Tuesday. Don't forget, go to WZZN TV on YouTube, and you'll be able to watch the Havoc Hour tonight at 6 o'clock with John Abraham.
I'm pumped.
From Zambruski's.
Yeah.
As he is going to be talking to, it is Reggie Anato's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
You've also got the assistant coach is going to be there as well.
Coach P.S. and Tinny.
Yes, and you can also send John some questions that you may want to ask the coach of players as well, all that. Or you can just come down and hang out at Zambruski's as they're going to be doing it live.
Could get some points towards your Havoc rewards as well. I know that's something they push heavily, and people definitely take advantage of. Because those jerseys are nice this season.
No, they're not only nice. It was Friday night in between the first and second period because the Havoc is having a sale right now.
Mm-hmm.
I went down to the team store and kind of walked through in between intermission and during that, and I think I found 4 jerseys that I want. The thing is I also kind of want to get like the name and number and stuff put on the back.
Dude, that'd be sick.
So I kind of need some help with that.
Yeah, let's
So there's
hook
3
us up.
jerseys.
We'll pay full price.
There's 3 jerseys that I'm wanting at the moment.
I want the helmets. The helmets in the matte black.
The matte
dude.
black helmets are legit.
Sweet.
They've got awesome hoodies, t-shirts, every bit of that, and the Reginato NASCAR / rap album T-shirt is pretty awesome.
it's
I
pretty
think
sick.
it'd be hilarious if you went and you just wore that sucker to Zimbrewski's tonight.
And I just looked it right in the face and say, "Hey, how do you like the merch? How do you like the merch this year?"
Yeah,
the merch team does a pretty good job. When were you wearing this hat and this tuxedo? That's pretty cool.
Oh my God! Can you please just hit the intro for Dog of the Week so that we can just get him to stop talking, please? I just really
That's so mean.
No, it is, and it also sounds kind of creepier. Hey, do you remember when you were wearing this hat? You remember this? All right, Dog of the Week. Every single week, we choose our favorite player from this past week. It could be any sport, doing anything, whatever it is. Now, obviously, we focus a lot on college football, and we've kind of been doing that throughout the year. But it can be NFL, it can be NBA, college basketball, whatever it is, we can go with that. We're going to start, Bandy. We're going to go with you on this.
You know what? I went first last week.
Yeah, you're right, John.
You're going with me? Okay.
I always go last because I never want to pick the same players that you guys are.
I would go with former Georgia Bulldog Brock Bowers. He had a huge game against the Chiefs. But as we all saw on Black Friday, the Raiders still lost. So instead, I'm actually going with Buccaneers running back, Bucky Irving, as he was able to put up 152 yards on 25 attempts. And this is a game where both running backs started kind of slow, Rachaad White as well as Irving in the first half. And then they showed up in the second and were able to capture that win against divisional opponent Carolina Panthers, which say what you will, but this Carolina Panthers team is starting to actually show a little bit of backbone with Bryce Young even playing some of the best football he's played at the professional level.
Okay.
So I'll go with Bucky Irving. All right.
All right. Bucky Irving.
It's a nice little 1-2 punch similar to what the Jags wish they had this season with ETN as well as Bigsby, but this one's actually working out a little bit better in their favor.
I'm going to take it to the NBA.
Okay.
Take it to the basketball.
Do it.
Take it to the hardwood.
Do it.
Victor Wembanyama. I've messed up that name.
What in heaven's name? You sound like me with the Japanese baseball.
I tried to say it on 2K. By the way, in their game, 127 to 125 was the final score. But again, 11 for 17 from the field, 7 of 9 from the free throw line. Whatever. 14 rebounds, 11 assists, 34 points in this performance. A 34-point triple double for the sophomore. I don't even know what to call him. He plays everything.
Yeah.
He plays center, small forward, power forward. He'll play point guard. It don't matter.
He's the Slenderman. That's all you got.
He is the Slender Man. Yeah. We can't call him a Slim Reaper. That's already KD.
Dang. He honestly could be the Slim Reaper, though.
The
way that he's playing.
He really could.
2.0.
Might have fired on that nickname too fast.
Yeah, it's all right. I didn't go after Jerry Jeudy, so that's my mishandle as for today. But they lost as well, so I can't say too much about it. Joe,
I cannot remember because last week we didn't do this because obviously it was Iron Bowl week and we focused on it.
We were busy.
I cannot remember if I have said this or not, but I'm going to go ahead and go with him again if I have, and I am going to be looking at Buffalo and Josh Allen. Okay. Snowstorm, 148 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. He may or may not be involved in our play-by-playoffs with the pass that he made to Amari Cooper and then the toss back that he had for the touchdown.
What a wonderful play.
And again, this guy playing different since beating the Chiefs, and he may have finally taken that step. And I know that it was a snowstorm, but Bills are 10-2, and they made the 49ers not only look awful, but they also injured Jordan Mason. They injured Christian McCaffrey again. Both of those guys are basically done for the year.
They did not injure Christian McCaffrey.
Well, they didn't injure him, but he got injured as he was getting tackled by them.
No, he fell down.
He did fall down, but it was the play before he fell down is where he actually hurt it.
I'm going to whoop your ass in fantasy this week.
Yeah, because I keep having Christian McCaffrey. Why is it the guy that when I drafted him, he's an invalid, yet whenever he is on everybody else's fantasy teams, he is a god of fantasy football.
That's just him as a whole. He has never had an average season.
No,
just think about that. He's either been top of the league carrying your fantasy team every single week, or he's hurt.
He's not doing anything. Yeah.
Or he's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Every single week.
You think you have it bad? Well, no, you do have it bad. Christian McCaffrey this season has not been amazing.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb is on a Cowboys team that is just terrible, and he was my first pick. And I think this is in our leagues, Bandy. I don't think you can get rid of your first draft, and same goes for you, Joe.
Wait, did you draft CeeDee Lamb first?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think he did.
He put up 5.6 points this past week. It almost cost me the game as Brock Bowers put up 30, which, huge game from him.
Yeah.
Jerry Jeudy had like 37. And I love how we're combining right now the What's Your Fantasy as well, even though the sound has not played. But
it's okay.
Anyway. By the way, I did solidify. Thank you, Bandy. I did solidify the playoff spot in the DFL. So I'll be facing off against you next week, Joe Hunk. You're also looking for a playoff spot, as your team honestly should already be there.
Should be there.
Should. But you have to get through you're playing me. You need to win that. And also we need to see John beat Strawberry Strikers or whatever Grumpy's team.
Strawberry Wine.
Which they honestly put a scare on me.
I know. I'm fighting for a playoff spot at 7-6 right now.
Let's go. I didn't know you were still in the race, Bandy.
I'm fighting for. We got 3 of us in here.
Who we got? I haven't heard a lot about you.
Me, Michael, and my cousin Vinny.
Nice.
We're fighting for that for a playoff spot.
Who's sitting at number 1 in that league?
Hollywood at 11-1.
Yeah. He's been playing the piano, aka the waiver wire, the entire time.
He has had a different team every week.
Well,
I'm pretty sure.
It's the way to do it sometimes. Maybe we got to put some restrictions on it. Just not this week, please, because I have a lot of players on a bye. The entire Washington Commanders team.
Oh, thank God I don't have to deal with Daniels this week. Thank Heavenly Father.
I already picked up a QB.
Oh, no, you may have picked up a QB. We got to get through the waiver wire.
I had to do that. I maybe did. Yeah. I don't think anybody's going after him. Yeah. I don't think I should say it now. But
no, I have 3 waiver wire picks in. That's the reason why I'm kind of glad we didn't do the what's your fantasy?
Me and you both then.
Because yeah, there's definitely a need with a bye week this week, and because of stupid injuries that I continue to have to deal with Christian McCaffrey.
Tough. Sucks. It's just fantasy, man. It's just how it works. John, every single time he has a bad game, he's like, it really came down to who I should have put in instead. You think? Terry McLaurin put up 27 points on my bench. All right. Just want to let you know, I would not have been stressing all last night for Cortland Sutton to do well against my football team, the Cleveland freaking Browns. He did just enough to get me that dub. Tomorrow's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Okay, just double checking.
Tomorrow's going to be a lot of fun. RJ White will be joining us, break down a little bit more of the NFL scene. You guys get a little bit of a better taste of what you should be throwing at your fantasy team as well as your bets. As we get into, of course, week 14 of the NFL season. Can't believe it's gone by so fast. And, of course, talking with a little bit more guests on the college football scene as well.
National Signing Day.
National Signing Day tomorrow. Going to be huge as we get a little bit closer, of course, to the transfer window as well on December 9th. So a lot of conversations to be had tomorrow. Bandy just flipped me the bird. Good thing it wasn't on the stream because I don't know if YouTube would allow that. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs